Hello everyone, Haunted the Truth, Mark here, and this is going to be an episode all about the history and haunted history of Barrow Gurney and the surrounding area and the asylum. This is the original first entrance right here, where you would come in down this road from where all the units were, where all the nurses used to live. And this is the gatehouse, which is in absolute disarray now. Recently did an episode here, but as you can see, it's completely fallen apart. You used to be able to go straight down through here that took you into all the units at the back, and down this path here that would take you straight to the notorious Woodside unit. Behind us, the houses are still there of the original area where certain people that worked in the original asylum lived in these houses. Who knows if the families of these people still live here or not. Without further ado, we're going to continue through into the rest of this place. So join us now on the journey and history of Barrow Gurney.
Barrow Gurney Hospital, a former psychiatric facility built between 1934 and 1937. It was initially designed as a colony-style hospital with detached villas centred around service buildings. It was also used in the Second World War and was commandeered by the Royal Navy as a naval hospital before eventually returning to a civilian use in 1946. Barrow Gurney gained a reputation as a progressive hospital in treatment for mental illness, accepting voluntary admissions. By the 1960s, however, patients described the area as being grim, with urine-stained facilities and furniture, lack of comfort and poor washing facilities. The hospital then ultimately closed in 2006 and became more and more decrepit over time until eventually being completely knocked down.
So this behind me here is the East Villa, one of two of the remaining buildings here that was part of Barrow Gurney Asylum. It's said that this was perhaps a rehabilitation sort of area. We have done episodes here in the past to try and capture possible activity, but on the most part it's been a quiet building in comparison to the original old buildings that used to be here. The woodland behind here is also said to be haunted, and somewhere just through here is the original service tunnels that led between each of the facilities. So this area here is where the original Alexandria ward would have been. There were several parts of it that leads up from all the way down there, and then there was a really big building in the middle there, and then a building over here, and the one which is directly sort of where that house is there was one of the first places that I had a really strange experience in. I'll show you a clip now. Could you please move it fully to yes?
Mark, can you hear?
Yeah.
Some people.
I think we should go, mate.
And the woodland behind here, which leads from this area to the next area, just through there where the mother and baby unit would have been. And this is another area which was described as being really active and haunted. Another team that Chris worked with, who used to be part of Haunted the Truth, came down here, Bristol second site, and they captured really bizarre photographs and pictures within this woodland here.
Keep your EVP going, I'm going to take some pictures.
I'm going to have a quick snap around here, mate, because if
Take some
somebody is following
pictures,
us.
innit? Yeah, because we got some good ones. Just this spot. Keep your EVP going, I'm going to take some pictures.
We had spent a lot of time in the woods and our fear was building. It was at this moment Dean took a picture of something so unreal.
I'm snapping everywhere, all around the forest area. I've just caught this glow in the far distance in the woods. Bloody glow. You zoom right in and it seemed to be a figure. It looked a big figure striding through the woods.
So it was a well-known area to everyone, and one of the biggest stories was the shapeshifter story. Now, a shapeshifter is something that's not human, and it can move from building to building or around the building or the area and change its appearance. Now, I went there on the hope of trying to find this, And there was one point where I was stumped. It was a picture that was taken from the distance. Now inside the woods there was a tree and we could see a light, so we took a picture and we zoomed in, and it looked like a body, an apparition with no head, and for some weird reason the head looked like it was in the stomach. And the group I was with, we were totally freaked out, and the only way to get out of the location we were in was to go through the building so we could get back to our car and leave. And we were that scared that we didn't want to even go through the building at that point. It was a horrible situation to be in because I'd never seen anything like that in my life. The picture is real. There's no exaggeration about it. It happened.
So here it is. The area that I first ever came across when I came to Barrow Gurney. Woodside to my right, mother and baby unit to my left, now housing estates. Just through here is the back end of the Woodland where we were earlier, where I mentioned things, and that area there is said to be very active. The Woodland here has been thinned out an awful lot now, but it used to be a lot thicker and come all the way across. But just set the scene, coming through the Woodland here and opening up to this abandoned building that would have been right here, which was Woodside. Now, Woodside, you might think, well, why would it be paranormal there? Because it's where the nurses used to be, and there was their accommodation, so why would there be stuff there? But it was said that there was a shapeshifter demon here. It was said that there was a doctor called Dave that apparently died and he haunted this area. Some people even say he ended up in the asylum himself. The mother and baby unit, which was just over the road, also was said to have some activity, but nowhere near as much as Woodside. Even the builders, which are just over here, that didn't want to be on camera, said that when they were building in this area at night, they had weird things go on, and a lot of them got creeped out by it. I'd done many investigations in this place before I started Haunting the Truth, and now continuing on, and so has many others. And you know, I've had stones chucked at me, I've had glass chucked at me, strange noises, all sorts, when the building was here, and now when the building was gone, we came back and did more. The question is now, with all these people still living here, is the activity still going to be rife? Who knows? But hopefully you've enjoyed this. This has been Barrow Gurney, and if you've got any other questions, let me know. Please subscribe, like and share.